Hello everybody, Captain Marty here. It's Monday, June the 16th, and it is time for your weekend wrap-up. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Really good fishing offshore, a little bit more challenging in close to the beach, and pretty good fishing back in the Sound as well. I'll tell you all about that when I return in just a moment. Hey y'all, Captain Marty here to tell you that when my friends are in the market for a new boat engine or repair, I send them to the best, and that's at Ratcliffe Marine in Belhaven. Ratcliffe Marine is your official Suzuki outboard dealer. Suzuki motors are designed to get you on the water fast and get you back to the dock whenever you're ready. Ratcliffe Marine is also the largest repower center in North Carolina. So when you're in the market for a new motor or you need your Suzuki serviced, go to Ratcliffe Marine, 865 Highway 264 in Belhaven.
Hi, I'm LB Daniels, and when you want great local seafood, you go to Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese. How do I know it's great? My daddy is one of the fishermen that brings it to the docks. At Fresh Catch Seafood, you will get local seafood right from their fish house. They are a family-owned business that knows the name of every fisherman that comes to their docks. Visit their social media pages to see the latest catches. My daddy would love to put his tuna on your dinner plate, so get it now from Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese.
So as we start out with the offshore fishing, the Hatteras folks down there, the charter boats had great fishing. A lot of blackfin tunas. Now they are the smaller tuna, but they're arguably the best eating of the tuna. Really great. Loin on the grill, hard to beat. They also had good mahi or dolphin fishing, some skipjack tunas, and some wahoo. And I like to try to get into the numbers a little bit because I could give you a report like that. It might be one of each, but they had, it looked like to me, a dozen or more blackfins to the boat. We also had good dolphin fishing. As I mentioned, 20, 30, a couple boats had limits. The skipjack tunas, which is something we don't really eat, but they're great for bait, and a lot of that bait is used on the dolphin fishing or the mahi fishing. So they're important. And then the wahoos average maybe one per boat yesterday. So that all was going on. There's been every day several blue marlin caught. And of course, now that the Big Rock tournament is in the books, a lot of the tournament boats were fishing out of Hatteras, and they will move on to other tournaments. Some will go back to charter fishing. It's pretty good fishing in Hatteras right now. By the way, the next tournament will be the one I'll be part of, which will be the Hatteras Marlin Club Tournament, and that's coming up. I'll be down there on Sunday, actually, is when I'll start, and it'll be a Monday through Saturday event. Inshore, they had bluefish, and they had some cobia still, and they had some red drum in the catches as well. The Oregon Inlet Fleet, a great mix of stuff going on for them. Yellowfin tuna fishing remains good. And there's been some big eye tuna. Now, the yellowfins are the 40 to 50 pounders. The big eyes, I saw a couple that my old buddy Ned Ashby had on the Sea Breeze. He had a 100 pounder and a 200 pounder each. There's been a few dolphin in the catches up that way, and quite a bit of tile fishing going on. So that when I see tile fish, I know that it's not a guarantee that everybody gets a box full of yellowfins. But frankly, I'd rather have 6 or 8 yellowfins, a few dolphin, and 15 or 20 of those tile fish coming up off the bottom. Their inshore fleet caught Spanish mackerel and bluefish primarily. That's good. They'll take it. It's been really good fishing around the inlet for the Oregon Inlet crowd as well. Pier fishing is pretty much the same all up and down the Outer Banks. The water is warmed up now, so we're into the, like for instance, at Avon Pier, bluefish, croaker, sea mullet, and sharks. I don't know about the numbers of those, but the variety sounds good. Frisco Pier, same thing, but you could add a few pompano there. The northern piers also experiencing pretty good fishing. But whether you're on the pier or on the surf, you're really now, when water temperatures are getting up close to 80 degrees, you need to be fishing early in the morning and late in the day. Surf fishing, exact same kind of report. Bluefish and Spanish mackerel and sea mullet, a little bit on the picky side. So there's some other stuff going on. There's a scattered pompano, a few throwback flounders, things of that nature. Now we'll take a little break, and I'll be right back to give you the report on the backcountry, and it's a pretty good one, so stick around.
Wave Runner Fishing Charters provides exceptional Outer Banks fishing trips for anglers of all experience levels. Captain Brian White's love for fishing began at age 6 and soon evolved into a lifelong passion. Located at Wanchese Marina, the Wave Runner specializes in offshore and nearshore fishing adventures, offering guests the excitement of pursuing a wide range of pelagic species. They have the best rates in town. Call today at 252-216-8350 or online at fishwaverunnerobx.com.
All right, so as far as the backcountry fishing, we still are seeing decent fishing for bluefish and red drum, mostly puppy drum, but there are a few yearlings being caught, and there are still a few speckled trout being caught. And of course, everybody's looking forward to that season coming back open, as I understand it, on July the 1st. So nothing has really changed out there too much. If you're going to do that, the quickest way to learn how to do that is to go with a guide for the first trip, shorten the learning curve a little bit. If not, you need to understand and learn as much as you can about the way the water quality, temperature, current, clarity, all those things. That's the key to fishing in the backcountry into the Sound. And right now, it seems like most of the fishing is in the estuaries. We'll keep all that in mind as you get out that way. And finally, we wind up our report today. A big congratulations to the boat Big Trouble, who came to the dock with a 517-pound blue marlin on Saturday. And I think they're going to win over $3 million. They're still counting money and figuring out stuff down there. That's a big chunk of change, but you got to remember, it costs you somewhere between $30,000 and $40,000 to enter that tournament if you get in everything. But I don't know, when people are fishing on those kind of boats, I don't think money's a problem. The Bank Walker, he finished really in second place with the 449-pound blue marlin. The Billfish Release Award went to the Wave Paver with 3,350 points. That's a 75-foot bayless built right there in Wanchese. And then the heaviest tuna was my old friend Brenner Parks caught that Allison, which is an unusually big yellowfin, 117 pounds. I think I saw where he won about $10,000 for that tuna. Plus, I think they got to eat it too, which is the best part of that story. So all that's in the books now. We have the other tournaments coming up will be the Boat Builders Tournament, the Hatteras Marlin Club Tournament, the Alice Kelly Tournament, and the Pirates Cove Billfish Tournament in our area. And then we'll have Rudy Inlet at Virginia Beach has a big tournament. Ocean City has the other mega tournament, and that will be coming up a little bit later in the summer. And then we have other tournaments as you go up the coast. A couple more. Atlantic City has a big tournament. Not many of our boats fish that one, but there's just a lot going on. A good economic driver for our local communities. Just we're really lucky to have that kind of competition, and a lot of that is centered around our local boat builders who we have people coming from all over the world to get these sport fishing boats, and there's nothing they'd rather do than beat the locals at their own game. So it's fun to watch, and I do hope that you had a good Father's Day. A weekend, my father was my fishing buddy. He's the one that really wanted me to go to college, which I did for 2 years, but he also really wanted me to be a fisherman like he was in his young days. He went on to work for NASA and all that, but in his young days, he worked in a fish camp just like me, and he was just a really good guy. And he and I was the fishing son. My other two brothers were the surfing sons, being raised right there in Daytona Beach at Ponce Inlet, but miss him every day. I hope you had a good Father's Day with your father. I hope the good Lord blessed you all day long.